making these shots. You know, in practice, he had 26 three-pointers in a row, to the amazement of his coach, Isiah Thomas.
He's a very skilled player. He understanding how to play, he hasn't quite gotten to yet, but in terms of ability to do some things, well, he has it. He can jump. He's normally a better foul shooter than he is. I mean, he can shoot it, can handle the ball. Defense is something that he clearly has to learn, but all young players have to learn that.
Long and lean, Jonathan Bender. 6'11". There's an elbow by Smith into the jaw of Harrington, but George Tolliver behind the play, unable to pick that up. Instead, he calls the foul on Al.
Al's trying to play a guy that's really good on the block. You see right there, he's got him.
There's the elbow.
The elbow. It was kind of hard to see exactly where that was.
And the foul is called on Jimmy King, just checked in, number 15, teammate of Jalen Rose, Juwan Howard, Chris Webber, Fab Five days. Last 4 years playing in the CBA and getting a crack here with Detroit. Detroit native. Close with Jalen Rose, also with Isiah, giving him a shot here, taking a look. Scrappy ball player. Now we're all over Todd Day on the inbounds.
That's because the shot clock is already down. It was 6 when they got the ball.
One down by Walters. Walters adds experience, play for Miami, and also adds that, a three-point capability, as Walters appears to be duking it out with Tyus Edney for a guard spot.
Well, he came in trying to make his presence known early there.
Couldn't have done it any better. And that three-pointer by Walters, the former star out of Kansas, gives Indiana a three-point lead. They now have changed it to a 2. They say it's on the line, but the Rex will take it. Timeout taken here early in the fourth.
Coming up tonight, Mets, Cards, Game 1. Plus, New York's Mr. October faces his biggest test.
Chico Fieldhouse. Preseason game number 1. Pacers with the ball on a three-point lead over the visiting Timberwolves. And this will be whistled down against the Pacers. Jimmy King gets his second personal foul. Later this evening, it's the last word on Fox Sports Net. Host Jim Rome tells it like it is on the nightline of sports talk shows. Last word tonight, 11:30 on Fox Sports Net. 8:45 left in the ball game. The wheel by Smith.
You can just see the experience down there of Joe Smith on the block with Al Harrington, who's usually a pretty good defender, but it's clear that Smith just sees things a lot faster and able to execute. That is one he almost stole, as a matter of fact, that pass.
Kevin Garnett at this moment rested on the bench. He's the high man of the ball game with 15 points along with 8 rebounds in his 28 minutes. That's what he played last night in Toronto, when he put up numbers of 17 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists. In just a token 28-minute appearance. Harrington, 4 on the shot clock. Double team, stays with it. He's got it, but it won't count.
There's got to be a jump ball, because Al never let go of the ball. That was for sure. And what happened is the last time, I remember I was talking about Al should have shot the ball. Well, this time he was going to make sure he shot it.
The 3-year veteran, starting his 3rd year, Harrington, surviving a scare back surgery in June, turned out to be minor and not a major problem. And here is Al running and gunning, and will be an important figure for Isiah Thomas. Already says he is his defensive stopper. Just aggressive, just an engine out there. Nice drive by Chauncey Billups.
You can see he's got some speed. Get to the rack. That trust has got to be developed some more. Guy makes it around the corner. He's got to step in and help out.
Bender with a baseline move, and he gets his first field goal of the ball game. Puts the Pacers back in front, 73-72. The push by Harrington trying to figure out the bigger Joe Smith. Smith at 6'10" with great hops at 225, and now Harrington has his third personal foul. A little toughness on the floor now in the 7-foot, 260-pound Jan Tabak out of Croatia. Second season with the Pacers. Did not see much time. Played only 18 games last year, but ticketed to see some more under Isiah Thomas, who had originally drafted him with Toronto. Here is Walters. Dish to King. Makes the fake. Walters for two.
Made solid plays all the way around. Got the steal. Encouraged the Pacers to run. Got the ball passed back to him after the shot. The ball was moved around.
Damian Owens, who is checked in out of West Virginia, the rookie, Tabak, holds it down the floor to Harrington, who'll slow it up. Now it's Walters barking out signals. You got a guard Bender out there. So Joe Smith watching him closely. Inside to Harrington. He's got it. He's fouled. The assist to Jean Tabak, and a beauty.
Well, that's what you like about it. It was the ball movement and the body movement that got that one, and that's what is being applauded. And right there, you see Isiah is happy about it. You see John with the ball. You see getting open as Harrington gets fouled by Owens, goes in, as does the foul shot.
A three-point play, compliments of the Jean Tabak pass, and the Pacers now extend their lead to 6. They led earlier in the game by 7 when the first unit was off and running early. Upstairs goes Bender. Picking up speed.
Got him.
Getting past his man. Looking for that left-hand slam, but one step too many.
Yeah, they call him for traveling because he actually had the ball, and it's called discontinued dribble. And he's looking, trying to figure out for what, but you might as well forget about that one. That one's over.
Ref had good eyes because that happened in a hurry. 6.5 to go. Jonathan Bender starting to feel a little more comfortable. The rejection by Harrington.
The thing about Al defensively, he's a kind of an in-your-face kind of guy. He just stays there.
He's a hound on defense. Checking the shot clock, that's still showing 9 seconds. It appeared as if Minnesota had the ball for about 30 seconds, and that's exactly what Isiah Thomas is talking about. Just watch Isiah with the ball, meanwhile.
Hey, he showed a little bit of an ability to put it down. I wasn't sure that the shot clock wasn't, in fact, fair.
Well, they're going to give the ball to Minnesota with the 9 seconds left to shoot. Isiah seeing his team coming around, turning it with some of the youngsters on the floor. Lineup now of Tabak at center with Bender and Harrington, along with Jimmy King and Rex Walters. Walters out on Billups. Actually, the shot clock reset for even more time. Now it's down to 6. The left-hand looping shot by Todd Day, who's never met a shot he hasn't liked. And the foul is on King, so King picks up 3 in a hurry, and a timeout is taken. Getting down to the last 5:55 of this fourth quarter. About 6 minutes to go, and a 6-point Pacer lead. Pacers have hit 6 of their last 8 shots here in this fourth quarter, turning it around. Taking a look at the Bank One recap. A double-double in his first performance as a Pacer for the youngster Jermaine O'Neal, who came to Indiana in return for Dale Davis from Portland. Garnett leads the way for Minnesota. Minnesota last year, one of the worst three-point shooting teams, and living up or down to that reputation here tonight. You can still reserve your seat right here in Conseco Fieldhouse for what could be a very exciting Pacer season. It's about to begin, so grab a Pacers mini-season ticket, big games, weekends only, just about any combination. For more information about Pacers season tickets, especially the mini plans, call the Pacers 317-917-2500. That's 917-2500. Tabak with Garrett out on him. King guarded by Todd Day. 5 seconds on the shot clock. King, the long shot. Bender can't hold on to it. And it will stay there. Pacer ball.
Well, they tried to be patient with Bender, and I thought he did a good job on the first pass. He made sure he got it to someone else. But at some point, the only thing I think that Jonathan has to do, I mean, he has to learn, but he's got to be aggressive.
Tabak open.
And a good pass by Bender, too.
78-74. Indiana by 4, trying to register a victory in their first preseason game under head coach Isiah Thomas. They'll go again tomorrow night right here at Conseco Fieldhouse. A 7 o'clock start against the Denver Nuggets. Smith, no. Turns into a pass. And Damian Owens was shoved out of bounds. Laurie Kentner gets another crack. He's on the floor, along with Tabak. And I think this year you would say those are the 2 bruisers on the roster for the Pacers.
Yeah, the Pacers have a lot of, I think, finesse players, with the exception, as you said, Tabak and probably Kettner, who are players who are probably willing to bang, even though Terry Mills is a player of substance. I don't think that's in his nature to be quite that aggressive.
And there is Tabak. When he entered the NBA, was 220 pounds. Now up to 260. Kentner is listed at 277. He is a wide body. Upstairs goes Tabak. Both foul shots missed by Owens. Inside 5 minutes left in this one. Isiah Thomas getting a good look. Many minutes for Jonathan Bender, working on and goes over Owens and over the basket. On the floor, Smith. Kentner, inside track. Here is Walters, who's hit his first couple of shots. He's open for 3.
Good smart play that time by Walters. Just to be a little patient. No need to be in a hurry here.
First round draft pick by the Nets, 16th player. Taken in the draft, now in his 8th season out of Kansas. King, nice drive, and with the left hand, no. But it will stay there at a reset of the 24-second clock. And a little playing time now for the Pacers, number 20, Mitchell Butler, who looked so good last year in training camp for Indiana. One of the final cuts, then went to play over in Europe. Jonathan Bender cashes in for the evening. Bender 1 of 6 from the field, 2 points. Tabak with the move.
You know, he's been showing those moves down around the basket. A drop step here, step under the basket, just as he showed right there to Dean Garrett, who throws the ball out of bounds.
Isiah Thomas looking to see what he will do in the middle. Trying to encourage Rick Smits back for another season. With Rick deciding to hang him up. Isiah feeling that is a huge loss. Kentner inside. Kentner, one of the players getting a star for tonight's effort. Pacer crowd here at Conseco Fieldhouse seeing many fresh faces. Phillips in a crowd. Back door. Smith. It will stay there. Smith battling with Tabak. So Smith staying out there. Garnett being rested. And it appears as if he will sit out the rest of the game.
I don't think Garnett will be playing. Rex Walters is getting the conversation with Isiah Thomas just about how to handle this situation, how to help his teammates get open.
Isiah taking a look at 18 players during training camp. He'll cut 3 of them. They'll go into the season with 15 players, allowing 3 to fluctuate on the injured list. Just 12 players per ball game. And he's still going to have some hard cuts.
Yeah, there will be some hard cuts. I mean, but you know, inevitably what happens is guys cut themselves. I mean, coaches, maybe something the coach has to technically do, but you cut yourself by not getting it done, and Isiah Thomas has that responsibility here. 3
Pacers in double figures. Miller with 14, Crozier with 13, Jermaine O'Neal with a dozen. And they have seen their action for the evening. We'll wait until tomorrow against Denver to get back on. What do you you think of starting the preseason with back-to-back games?
Well, you know what? I tell you what happened here. I don't know what happened in terms of the Timberwolves, but with the Pacers, what happened was Isiah Thomas is going into the Hall of Fame on the day that they originally had scheduled the game, so they moved the game to accommodate that. And I don't think it's all that bad. I think most guys would prefer to coach, have a day off so they can coach it.
Right. Work on what happened and then move in to the next game. But not many players really getting that much time. Jermaine O'Neal, 26 minutes, the high man in minutes played tonight. Timeout. Following tonight's game, it's the National Sports Report on Fox Sports Net. There are some of the headlines you'll be hearing about tonight. The National Sports Report featuring news, opinions, highlights from a fresh perspective, and that is coming up next. On the sidelines, Scott Hope with our report on tonight's game with Donnie Walsh.
All right, Al, thanks very much. Pacer President Donnie Walsh here, and a quick thought on your impressions of this first preseason game.
Well, it's a typical preseason in that you're trying to play a lot of players, get a good look at everyone, and see how they operate under game conditions after you've had them in training camp for a week.
Who's been impressive to you? Obviously, Jermaine O'Neal got off to a very good start tonight.
Yeah, I thought Jermaine really gave a good account of himself. And, he's playing against a great player in Kevin Garnett, so I was pleased with the way he played.
Give me a little assessment, and I know it's his first game on the sideline, but what do you see from Isiah tonight just on how he's handling the team and his first experience at coaching a ball club?
Well, I think that basically he's doing what he should do. He's making this a tryout. He's not getting caught up in the game. And right now, like we have, all players are trying out for the team at game-winning time. So that's what we want to see, who can do it.
All right, Donnie, thanks very much. As always, we appreciate your insight. Let's go back to Alec Webb.
Thank you, Scott. Isiah Thomas has actually taken a look at all 17 players dressed here tonight. Everybody has played in the ball game. Here is Mitchell Butler, and we have a whistle inside. Foul is called. I believe it's on the Dean Garrett.
It is on Garrett. Tobic had position on the inside, and Garrett is tall enough. He's just not strong enough to mess with Tobic, and he tried to pull him out of the way.
Pacers lead it by 6, coming down to 2 minutes to go. And Quinn, when you take a look at some of the players who have been on the plus side standing out here tonight, certainly Jermaine O'Neal in his first game as a Pacer, just showing you some glimpses of some awesome physical talent. The veterans, Reggie Miller and Austin Crozier, when they are on the floor, complete control and essentially put the numbers on the board. Al Harrington showed the scrappiness, but most of all with Al showing no effects of the back injury, and that was the most important thing. And then John DeBach has quietly proved himself to be very efficient on the floor, along with a man right next to him. Laurie Kendner has had some nice moments on the floor, and that battle for one of those final guard spots between Rex Walters and Tyus Edney.
Well, Rex making his first shot sure helps to get him going as Jimmy King takes the ball to the basket. Rex is probably a little bit more of a control guy. If you're going to get a pace going, Tyus Edney is probably somebody you would tend to look at a little bit more because he has a really good feel. I was going to say, they're letting them play. I'm looking at that move. I thought that first one was a foul.
This is about the time in the first preseason game when you kind of look at possibly going to running time, but we're now down to 94 seconds to go. Rex Walters, who brings the experience, size, a 6'4" guard. He could play either guard spot and also has the threat of the three, so that is what he brings to the table out of Kansas.
Well, I think the other thing is you take a look at Rex Walters. He played at Miami under Pat Riley, so you know in the pros he was well coached. He also played at Kansas, and so he was, well coached there. So he's got a good background, and I'm sure Isiah Thomas was trying to tell him, here's where you win games. You control the clock here. Don't be in a hurry to get a shot going.
Also played in Philadelphia and New Jersey. 16th pick in the first round. Chauncey Billups wheeling out for Minnesota, runs by Walters. Owens, the hard drive.
And somebody's got to step over to at least make him have to shoot it at 12 feet high as opposed to 10.5 feet. But all in all, I think you've seen some things happen here. I think offensively, when you see a totally different conceptual offense being put into play, there was some obviously setbacks here for the Pacers.
Right. It was not a real well-oiled, smooth passing game demonstration by Indiana here tonight, but it is still early for Isiah Thomas, and he understands that that will be a process, probably a season-long process of getting in the offense. But he's concerned right now, Quinn, and getting in the defense. Defense wins championships, and that is number one on the priority list for Isiah Thomas, is that defensive pressure, to get that instinct going for his ball club and work from there.
Well, there's no doubt that's what he's worried about. As you take a look at the preseason home games here, they've got the Nuggets tomorrow and Sacramento Kings on Sunday here at Conseco Fieldhouse. You can call Ticketmaster at 317-239-5151.
Both games beginning at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. The Nuggets in town. Antonio McDyess, straight from the gold medal in the Olympics.
Had a great game over there. Now, this is an outfit. Oh, that's not. I thought that was you. No. Okay. But it is a cute outfit.
What is this man talking about?
Oh, you mean
at the balloons.
I got my antenna microphone. Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly.
Vern Fleming, another addition to the Pacers staff. A complete new look at the coaching staff. Former Indiana Pacer, Vern, who put up many highlights in an Indiana uniform. In 11 seasons, a #1 draft pick in 1984, coming off the U.S. gold medal Olympic team in '84. And Vern with a big hug to Reggie Miller, close personal friends. Vern in the top 10 in over a dozen statistical categories in the history of this franchise. And a terrific addition along with Brendan Malone in front of him. Also Jim Stack, Wayne Tree Rollins, Isiah Thomas bringing in his staff. In his 31st season, veteran, legendary trainer David Craig on hand.
Oh, come on.
David, who writes my copy. Mitchell Butler, it is good.
You know what was good about that? From the half court, the ball never touched the floor. That's what they've been trying to talk about in terms of trust and helping each other.
And that's a drill that Isiah works with this team of going without putting the ball on the floor.
Yeah, it's called no dribble. And they ran fast breaks with no dribble, and I think it came in handy there.
Called no dribble because
there is no dribble to be had there.
Final seconds of the first preseason game.
Mr. Butler active again, but it's nice to learn and learn with a W, and it looks like that'll be the way of this new era pace.
Isiah Thomas opens with a victory. 91-83 in the first preseason game. Taking a look at all 17 players dressed, were able to survive the Sam Perkins bandana controversy here tonight, and the Pacers with the victory. Scott Hope with the winning coach.
Well, Coach, you look up at the scoreboard, 91-83. How important was it for you with this young team to get a win here tonight?
Well, we just wanted to work on some things tonight. We wasn't that really concerned about winning a basketball game. As you see, we didn't play a lot of our starters a lot. We wanted to work on our execution offensively and defensively. We still got a lot of work to do defensively. Not satisfied with the effort, but we'll get better.
Tell me about this experience for you, roaming the sidelines for the first time.
It felt very comfortable. I'm still a little disappointed in our defensive effort tonight. I thought we could have played much better.
All right, Isiah, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Let's go back to the table. Al Quinn.
A defensive effort that held Minnesota to 83 games. Isiah wants to get it into the 70s.
No, he wants to get that trust involved, but you're right, 83 points.
But he's not even looking at the score.
No, he wants to see a consistent defensive effort in terms of support. And you've got to play great team defense. He thought that was something that this young team could develop early as a part of their identity.
Garnett with 15 to lead Minnesota. Reggie Miller 14, the high score for the Pacers. Pacers play of the game is sponsored by Central Indiana Dodge. It was a terrific play, but it took Jalen Rose out of the game. Ahead of the field, goes high, jams it in, but then also coming down hard and jammed his wrist. And Jalen did not play in the second half. Tonight's veteran power player of the game. And I think the accent is on the word power. Jermaine O'Neal making fans in a hurry here in Indiana in his first game as a Pacer, coming over from Portland in the trade for Dale Davis. A double-double for O'Neal in 26 minutes, 12 points and 10 rebounds. The final score tonight, Pacers 91, Minnesota 83. The next Pacers game on Fox Sports Net comes your way Saturday, November 4th, opening night at